What's going on, guys? My name is Max. I'm a communication skills coach. What I do on this channel is I look at all different types of people's communication skills. A highly requested video, Changbin and Bang Chan. As always, if you want to watch the uncut reaction of this video, at the end of this video, you can go to my Patreon page and check out the full version there, along with all my other uncut Stray Kids reactions. Bang Chan, Changbin, the time has come. Here we go.
진짜로? 나 그나마 너랑 제일 안 하는 거. 진짜로? 그 정도예요? 다른 애들은 얼마나 카톡 많이 하길래? 아니 그 애들 귀찮아요.
Alright, this one's gonna be good. They're both extremely aware. I mean, they communicate differently, but they're both very aware, very perceptive. So I'm just really excited to see what's going on here. Okay.
아유 무슨 짓이야? 안 돼. 내가 이거 먹겠다 안 돼. 안 돼. 비켜! 안 돼. 날 말릴 수 없어. 안 먹어본 맛일걸요? 진짜 그냥 계란이랑 빵이네. 네, 계란이랑 빵. 그래서 계란빵이야? 그쵸. 이거 유명해요. 붕어빵, 잉어빵 막 이런 것처럼 비슷한 거. 그럼 내가 먹고 있으니까 계란빵 찬이네. 와 미쳤다.
You know, it's funny, like right away you see Bang Chan really physically affectionate with Changbin. I've noticed that on a few of the episodes with Two Kids Room that Bang Chan is like very overtly physically affectionate with the guys. He wants them to know that he likes them, and I think there's a part of him that wants to know that they like him back. Part of me wonders if that's sort of his way of getting some validation from the guys.
나를 막 이렇게 잡아 당기는데 또 끌려가대 내가? 나 살 빠졌으니까. 살 빠졌으니까 어휴 옛날 같잖아 내가. 끌려가가지고 그거를 이제 가위바위보를 내가 안 하겠다 했는데 이제 형 진짜 형이 설마 걸리겠어? 그래 솔직히 나도 이번만.
I've noticed this in the past too, like Bang Chan's more heavy on the eye contact than Changbin. I have noticed that even in the previous Two Kids Room, as emotionally open and deep as Changbin can get, he's not always making eye contact with the person that he's speaking with. And I generally say, as a rule of thumb, if you're delivering an important message or an impactful message, we should be looking at the other person to deliver that message with more meaning, with more sincerity. But potentially, the reason Changbin doesn't look at the other guys when he's delivering those messages is maybe because he feels that the messages are so deep. That extra bit of intensity by making eye contact might be even a little too much for him. There has sort of been limited eye contact between both parties here so far, which is interesting. It's something that I'm gonna keep my eye on. No pun intended.
안 비슷해. 근데 그런 거 가지고 막 마음에 담아두고 그런 사람도 아니니까 내가. 그러는 거 같은데. 종명이 그러고 있는 거 같은데. 아니 나 전혀 안 그러고. 내면 되지 뭐야? 뭐 쿨하게 내면 되는 거지. 그걸 내가 뭐 마음에 담아두고 나 그런 사람 절대 아니에요. 그럼 왜 늘 항상 가위바위보 하기 싫어?
Bang Chan's very adaptable, I've noticed. And depending on who he's with, sometimes he'll be leading the conversation. But in this situation, it seems like he's kind of letting Changbin take the lead. And it almost feels like Changbin is kind of the older brother in a way.
집착이 너무 세. 진짜 나를 너무 좋아해서 그런지 맨날 내 방상이 너무 심하게. 맨날 내 방에 들어와서 자고 있는데 막 옆에 이렇게 막 들어가서 막 안기고 막 애교 부리고 막. 그거 형 한 달에 한두 번이에요. 뭐 한 달에 한두 번 가지고 그걸 맨날.
I like how Bang Chan's kind of putting Changbin on blast here. He's calling him out for being cute. And notice when Bang Chan calls you out, he's got a big smile on his face when he's doing it. And he wants them to know that it's clearly a joke. Bang Chan's expressiveness tells us a lot.
네? 딸내미가 사춘기고 또 막 이제 막 밀어내는 거지 아빠를. 근데 그 마음을 보는데 한이랑 현지가 날 밀어내는 것 같은 거예요. 근데 그나마 그 형마저 없었으면 저는 정말 외로웠을 거예요.
And I think Bang Chan laughing there is just a sign of him really liking hearing that. I think it makes him feel really good to know that the guys appreciate him and admire him and want him in their lives. Yeah, he thinks it's funny that Changbin's telling the story about, you know, how the other guys are pushing him away. But at the end of the day, that was his happiness being expressed through his laughter.
헬스도 맨날 같이 다니고 저는 거의 맨날 붙어 다니죠. 약간 부부 같아. 네, 부부 같아. 엄마 아빠 같아요.
엄마, 아빠
창빈 엄마랑 찬 아빠. 얘는 그냥 집 들어오면 그냥 바로 자고 아들내미 재우고 엄마 아빠는 이제 헬스 갔다 와서 운동 좀 하고 와서 뭐 그냥 김치찌개 끓였다면 김치찌개 끓였어요? 맛없는데요? 이러면서 하하하 호호 하다가
I think Hyunjin in a way has turned a corner. He seems to be more active, he seems to be more present and engaged. And now that I've seen a little bit more of IN and I reacted to one of his videos on my Patreon page, I can appreciate his role even more because he is such an easy guy to talk to. Very accepting, he really listens, he contributes to the conversation with ease.
약간 부부 같아.
방까지 살았잖아. 그렇죠. 그래서 각방이다라고 말했을 때부터 사실 조금 걱정했었어. 아, 내가 창빈이가 너무 멀어지지 않나? 그래서 이런 마음이 있었는데 하필 또 바로 근데 난 그건 좋아요. 또 찬이 형이
It's amazing because these guys are always admitting how much they like each other through subtle and not so subtle ways. But you heard Bang Chan there say, you know, he essentially was worried that they wouldn't be able to room with each other again.
걱정했었어. 아, 내가 창빈이가 너무 멀어지지 않나?
The way he said it, it was like, I think he wanted to see Changbin's reaction there, right? Like, I think Bang Chan likes getting the words of validation, the words of affirmation from the guys that he speaks to. You notice when people talk about things that are a little more serious or they become a little bit more vulnerable, if they say it with a smile on their face and maybe a little bit of a tone that resembles humor, I think that is actually a defense mechanism. It's a protection mechanism. Now, Bang Chan doesn't have any problem getting vulnerable and open and real, but I do at times sense that he wants that validation back, so perhaps in subtle ways he'll do things to protect himself just in case he doesn't get it in that moment.
옆에서 누가 지저분하잖아요. 그냥 약간 중간점이 되는 버리거든요. 아, 또 이렇게 반응하면 왜넌 형도 확실히 이제 나이가 있고 하다 보니까 그 피부 관리를 할 때가 됐어요. 이제는 좀 관리를 할 때가 된 거죠. 전 그걸 얘기하고 싶은 거예요. 형도 이제 형 건강을 챙기고 될 때라는 거예요.
Although that was a fake cry, you know, I think that did sting Bang Chan just a little bit. We're seeing a little bit of a different side. We're seeing a sharp, a little bit more of a sassy side to our man Changbin over here.
와, 나 이 얘기하고 싶었어. 아니, 나 이 얘기 한 적이 있는 것 같을 수도 있는데.
얘기 다 끝나면 좀 깨워줘.
Changbin's giving Bang Chan a hard time here.
네.
아니. 하고 있어.
지금 4시간이야.
But perhaps Changbin knows that gets a real reaction to Bang Chan. It's probably fun for Changbin to make fun of Bang Chan because Bang Chan, being a sensitive guy, it gets a reaction out of him, whether it's like the fake crying or right here he's kind of moving over to him. And so I think Changbin probably enjoys seeing that reaction.
그렇고 뭐 형이랑 티격태격 하면서도 그렇고 많이 느끼고 많이 바꾸려고 노력을 해도 안 바뀌어지고 그러면서 막 이게 왜 안 바뀌지? 약간 사실 싸우는 이유가 나를 먼저 탓하기보다 상대방을 먼저 탓하기 때문에 먼저 딱 일어나긴 하잖아요. 그 상황에서는. 결국엔 뒤돌아가면은 나도
Because Changbin isn't really a guy that's always making eye contact with you, you don't really see Changbin like often really looking at you and really taking you in. I haven't seen it at least. He'll listen. Like if you're the person, if the camera's the person that Changbin's talking to, he'll kind of go like that from time to time. I wonder if Bang Chan finds it harder to get a read on Changbin, whether Changbin's like into what he's saying or not. And that might be harder for a guy like Bang Chan at times because, you know, he wants to know that you're good. He wants to know that you're good with him. He wants to know that everything's good in the relationship. I wonder if that kind of throws Bang Chan for a spin. I wonder if that gets him in his head sometimes or confuses him.
결국엔 뒤돌아가면은 나도 잘못했고. 맞아. 근데 그게 이제 반복되고 하면서 점점 더 이제 막 돈독해지고 미운 정도 쌓이고.
Wow, those are some serious words there. Yeah, that is true. Oftentimes when we get into an argument or something bad happens to us, we often initially blame the other person. It's very hard to look at ourselves. But once we do that, once we sort of like put down our sword, so to speak, that kind of opens us up and it allows us to connect with others.
둘이 이제 그 약간 의견에 대해서 약간 마찰이 있다. 그럼 나는 그쪽에서 저 두 개 마찰이 있구나. 그러면 이제 둘이 이제 시간을 같이
네.
조용히 이제 시간의 방에 들어가서 자신들만의 시간을 보내. 그럼 난 그 두 의견을 수립해서 빨리 만들어서 두 개를 만들어놔. 자, 만들었는데 한번 들어볼래?
Yeah, at any moment, Han can be the most charismatic guy in the room. The way he speaks sometimes, when he's feeling confident, especially around the guys that he's with, because I know he can get a little anxious or shy around new people. But when he's comfortable and when his ideas are flowing, he's the most charismatic guy in the room.
창빈 형한테 의지를 굉장히 많이 합니다.
맞아.
그냥 성격이
진짜
누구한테
많이.
의지 안 하거든?
어.
창빈 엄마한테 의지를 엄청 많이
역시
해.
부부야.
역시 부부.
좀 뭔가 찬이 형한테 억지로 안기되는 느낌? 왜냐면 더 부담 주기가 싫어하는 것 같아.
그렇지.
창빈 형이 찬이 형의 정신적 상담사.
I like listening to these three guys. They're very perceptive and learning a lot from them too. They're so aware and considerate of one another, aren't they? Just like they don't want to put too much burden on each other. Changbin recognizing that Bang Chan's the oldest, so he doesn't want to put that mental burden on him. I think it sounds like Changbin really looks out for Bang Chan, actually. Really looks out for Bang Chan.
받아주고 막 그런 부분들이 좀 너무너무 고맙죠. 너무너무. 그러니까 싸우면 항상 이런 게 항상 딱 싸우고 나면은 아씨 너무 미안한데 그래서 그런 생각이 든다니까요.
Bang Chan liked that, huh? But I think Bang Chan getting physically affectionate with Changbin is what ultimately made Changbin stop.
버텨줘서 버텨주고 지켜주고 그게 진짜 쉽지 않은 건데 그래줘서 너무너무 고맙습니다. 너무너무 고맙고 리스펙. 솔직히 저를 제대로 이해하는
That was nice. That was nice to hear from Changbin.
사람이 아무도 없는 것 같아요.
Except for, I knew it. I knew he was going to say that. And notice how he said except for him, as opposed to looking at Changbin and saying except for you.
얘 빼고.
I'm sensing there's still a little bit of a barrier between these two from being able to just communicate with each other in a very open and sincere way. And it's like Changbin's not really giving it to Bang Chan, so Bang Chan's not fully giving it to Changbin. I think they both need to feel secure before going for it.
오, 이게 하나도 탔는데 뭔 소리 하는 거야.
자, 하나, 둘, 셋. 하나, 둘, 셋.
A very interesting two kids room that I'm really happy I checked out. If you want to watch my uncut reaction and analysis, you can. All you need to do is click on my Patreon link below. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. My name is Max. I will catch you soon. Peace.